Hey YouTubers, I'm back again for another segment of reviews. I apologize for not posting anything for a while, but I'm going to make this short and quick. It's about ear safety, hearing safety I should say. So I'm going to go over with some of the hearing stuff that I use to protect my ears. So I'm just going to make this quick and easy. There's some things that are great, some things are bad, but I'll talk about it right now. So let's get started. Ear protection is very important, especially if you're using lawnmowers, heavy equipment, industrial environments. So ear protection is really important, and right now it looks like 85 dBs is anything above that is pretty in the danger zone. And for lawnmowers, especially commercial lawnmowers, are about 90 dBs. So it's important to put some type of ear protection on, especially when you're working for more than 30 minutes out there. So I did a lot of studies, and I have tons of headphones. And the reason I got so many is because I wanted protection, but also I wanted something to be something more comfortable, something I can wear all day, something I can take on and off, and then also be able to reuse it. So first comes first serve is your general ear plugs. Your earplugs are these. You can get them with the string or the little foamy ones that you stick in your ear. If you get the foamy ones, the best thing you can do is actually roll them up. I know it sounds disgusting, but you can also lick them a little bit, and then you stick them in your ear, and they're going to expand. The reason you want to put a little moisture on it is because it actually makes it more of an airtight seal. A lot of people don't know that. I learned that from OSHA back in the day. And so when you do use those, the issue is that I see them range from 25 to 30 decimal, cancellations. So it helps reduce the noise, especially if you're working on machinery that's over 85. So it brings that down to 70. So more, it's still gonna be loud, but it's gonna lower the decibels. But anyways, I ran into a lot of issues with these. They get dirty, so they're like pretty much one-time use, especially if you're doing like heavy construction, concrete work. Those are disposable. They're cheap, so that's great. You can get like a bucket for like 20 bucks if you wanted to. I remember when I was in the Carpenters Union, they literally had buckets of them, and you just put them in your ear and then just throw them in the garbage. The only issue is that you're putting an object in your ear, so if you use them long term, it's going to affect the earwax in your ear, so you're just shoving stuff in your ear. You ever heard of that saying that if you ever clean your ears, don't put anything larger than your elbow? Same idea. You're shoving these things in your ears and potentially can cause some damage. Just earwax build up. I had a lot of ear infections. I was prone to that. I had them when I was a kid on the swim team, so just how my ears are, I guess my ear canal is situated, the earwax kind of builds up, and then the more objects I stick in there, like Q-tips or anything like that, it just keeps on wedging earwax, where it builds an environment where moisture and bacteria grows in there, so you're gonna be prone to ear infections. So that's why I got rid of these. So I had to get some type of ear protection that I can wear all day, reuse them, and be happy and not be painful. So that's why I invested in earmuffs. Earmuffs, they range from 20 to 30, but a lot of the vibration actually, a lot of people don't know, but it comes through your nostrils and your nasal cavities. So if you're feeling like you're still exposed to a lot of noise, it's probably coming through those elements too. But you can get pretty good earmuffs that are as good as this. And at times when we were doing was it water fracking, or you breaking concrete with the jet, I use these, and then I use my union helmet, of course, with the earmuffs. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. So actually, yeah, I'm going to talk about that later. So these are okay. These are better than nothing. I would recommend at least keeping a couple pack in your cars because you never know if you forget your earmuffs. But suggestion, if you're working like 8-hour days and using these, they're going to be hurting your ears eventually. So those are good to have in the car. They're cheap, safety's first, so it's better than nothing. So I invested in regular earmuffs. These are like your Harbor Freight Western Safety earmuffs. Um, these are pretty okay. They expand. They're comfortable to a point. The reason I say it's comfortable to a point is because they made these things so compact and compact that the pressure just builds up and it hurts your head, especially around your ears, especially if you don't have the earmuffs on properly. So these are pretty good. They're rated at I think 27 or something. But I noticed that these are not bad. But as time went on, I got a little bit more pickier. I was like, you know what? I started putting my earbuds for my cell phone. I do, if you guys don't know, but I do lawn maintenance, so I would shove the little ear pieces in my ear and then put these things over so I can listen to music. Actually, that's not really good practice, but those long hours on the lawnmower, it adds up. So I, put the little earbuds in it and put this thing right over it. I mean, you could tell right now, my head is a pretty average sized man head, I guess, but these are barely wrapping around my ears. But they work really good. I mean, these are really good. They're only like $8 or something, so they're reusable. You can throw them in the back of your truck, and then or your trailer, and whenever you need it, you can always use these. So these are like my backup. All right, so the next one I have are let's do this. My Ryobis. Yes, I like Ryobi stuff, but I do not like these headphones. I'll show you why. So for good practices, you don't want to stick earbuds underneath your earmuffs. It breaks that vacuum and it reduces the DP quite significantly actually. So I was like, you know what? I'll just plug my headphones. Is there any mechanism where I can just use earmuffs as like headphones? And these are the ones. These are great because they're noise cancellation, but they also can reduce high dBs. But if you're having a conversation, supposedly there's a mic there, so you can actually hear people talk. So if you're out in a job site where you can't really listen to music, or you can't really, you have to pay attention to your surroundings, especially if you're around heavy equipment. These are pretty good because you can still hear people talking somewhat. They're not the best, and they get staticky, so you have like white noise in the background to reduce the dBs too. Only issue that I have with these is that they use batteries, and they use those Tech 4 battery packs. So the Tech 4 is, they're like the small screwdriver or the flashlight. You can use like all these little small things, and then you can charge them, or you can use AAA batteries, like 3 of them that goes in here. So yeah, the only issue is that the batteries are located on one side, and it's 3 batteries plus the adapter, I guess. So it kind of like makes your headset a little wonky, so it goes to the left a little. I don't know if that really matters or not. But also your jack right here. So when I was using these, I had issues where the cord would pull out, especially when you're weed eating or trimming trees or branches or doing hedges, especially. You're using a lot of the arm movements and stuff, and sometimes your wire gets caught. I ran the wire down my shirt sometimes. But then when you get inside and outside the truck or going to the next job site, you unplug them, now you have a wire hanging out. So I end up eating through a lot of audio jacks because of this. So I was like, these are getting painful. Actually, these earmuffs are the most uncomfortable earmuffs I ever had. So this part right here, where your ear and your head sits, got hard and crusty, and it's not really that great. So you can actually see that it doesn't really conform to your head anymore. It's like a hard piece of plastic almost. The vinyl just gets dry rotted, I guess you could say, and they just become very hard. Not really cool. So I was like, you know what, I gotta get rid of these. My head's hurting, my ears hurting, because there's just pretty much no padding anymore left. So then I ended up going on Amazon and got these headsets. These headsets are nice. They're by Honeywell. So Honeywell had a lot of lines where you use them for shooting, range, things like that. But these are okay. They have the radio, so these don't have radio. So you actually literally have to plug in your phone or some type of audio device. So there's no radio on this, but got noise cancellation, but uncomfortable. So I'm not using it. These don't have noise cancellation. I think they're about like 27 dBs. I'm not sure, but if you want more details, I'll leave the description on all these products that I have right now. And I'm also not sponsored, so I'm just going by personal preference. So these have radio, and they also have an audio jack, so you can plug in your iPhone or whatever. And then it also has a AM/FM tuner. I think it has like, you can save channels as memories. The on and off button's right here, so that's nice. Like I said, these use batteries again, so the left side's going to be a little bit slightly heavier, I noticed. But the good thing is they use AA batteries, 2 of them. You just pop this thing out. And eventually, as you can tell, this cover actually starts breaking. There's like a little plastic tab there that you kind of push, and it ends up like breaking. So that's what happened. This cover kept on popping off, and then also, it's really hard to put on too. Also, you had the same issue with the earmuffs. The earmuffs, you can take them on and off like this and clean them, and I suggest cleaning them every day because you build up a lot of sweat and it just gets really funky and stuff, and then you have ear cheese behind your ear. So anyways, this became hard too. So even these earmuffs, they're hard. The vinyl becomes dry rotted, and you can buy new replacement ones, so that's a good thing. But like I said, they became real uncomfortable. And also, from the get-go, I had an issue of fit. These don't fit that well. The spring mechanism is really tight on this, and just there's not enough padding, and the pressure just started hurting and hurting. So I had to get rid of these too. So I ended up getting these, and these are my favorites. They're the 3M, I think they're called Work Tunes. These are awesome. They're $60 or $70. These are really cool because they're Bluetooth. Yes, Bluetooth. So if you just turn them on, you can go through what radio stations you want and everything. They're pretty loud, and they're pretty comfortable. They're really comfortable. So you can tell, like, just see how wonky this is a little bit. The springs are not as intense. This thing is like, you see? These are like I had these for a while, and the springs on these are like so intense that it hurts your head. It's like having like a vice grip around your head. But these are actually really comfortable. I can use them all day. Like I said, there's padding on top of the head strap right here. It's actually, you could take this off. And that's the only issue I had, is that sometimes this thing does pop off. But it's because I'm throwing in the back of the pickup and not taking care of them. The earpieces do pop off. I dropped these a couple times, so these things kind of pop off a little bit easier and easier. But you can also replace them too. But I love them. The actual padding actually works. It conforms. But they're getting old too, and they probably end up needing to be replaced. But these are the best headphones I ever had. The only issue I have is that sometimes the on and off button gets tapped very easily because it's kind of not recessed but extruding. You see how it pops out there? So sometimes you can easily turn this on if you're just throwing your back of your pickup or your bag. I always carry a bag with me to the job sites or put it in the truck, and I put these headphones in it sometimes. So sometimes that button gets turned on very easily. So you go through a lot of batteries. So I suggest keeping an extra set of AA batteries. So you can see that this is really nice because this, it's an actual thing that you can clamp on and clamp off and not lose it. So if it just plops out, it's right there. Never had an issue with that too. So it's great. So I would keep AA batteries in my bag just in case, because these things end up draining a lot of batteries, especially if you start using the Bluetooth function. Also, you have the audio jacks here and a USB. So this is a quite, you know, these headsets are pretty nice actually. I like them. Reception's okay, not the best, but you just sometimes just need to listen to something, and you can listen to pretty much any station, but some of the stations don't come through that well. But yeah, these are great, very comfortable. Look at that, I'm really struggling. So these are really good. I'm not sure if a lot of companies allow you to have these on because you're listening to music, you're just like going with the beats and everything, but then you're not paying attention. So the last one, so if you can't have music playing in your headset or anything like that, but then you also have to wear a hard hat, you can't use any of these earmuffs. So most of the time, a lot of people that wear hard hats end up using these, or you can get these earmuffs. This is my Union helmet. It's pretty raunchy because I barely use a hard hat, but sometimes, if you're doing heavy construction, you have to bust one of these on. But these are the earmuffs that are attached to your helmet. These are pretty cool because you can hear that once you lock them in, they go on your head and they fit pretty well. The springs are not too intense. The pads are not bad either. But when you're not needing to use these headphones, so say that you're outside the building and you're just getting materials and stuff, you don't need it and you want your ears to breathe a little bit, you can just pop these out, and now they're just like dangling above your ears. But another cool thing is that you can rotate them up like this. And once you rotate them up like this, your ears are breathing again. The only thing is they're kind of heavy, so your helmet kind of like leans back a little bit. But these are great. You can even go up like this, you kind of balance it, walking around like freaking Mickey Mouse. But yeah, that's what we used to call each other, Mickey Mouse earmuffs, if we forget to carry these. You've got your earmuffs, you've got your Mickey Mouse ears. But yeah, so that's what we use if you had a hard hat. And most hard hats, they have these little tabs. These slide right in. So if you have a US hard hat, these tabs for slide right in and just snaps right in. These are really nice. This is when we had to do a lot of fracking and cutting through concrete with jets. Definitely use these, and I use these. We had a parking garage where we had to go through 5 feet of concrete, and the rebars were there. The lowest part wasn't the jet itself, it's when it hits a rebar. They use jet water, so jet water would just penetrate the concrete and leave the rebar. Sometimes we're able to reuse the rebar, or we just cut the rebar out if it gets really jacked up. But yeah, so that's what we use to replace some slabs inside a parking garage. So thank you very much, guys. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And then also, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. The more people that subscribe, the more I'm willing to make these videos. And thank you very much. And you guys have a good day. Work hard. And I'll talk to you later.